Go 2.5 away, third on the inside of Sovereign Ties. A length and a half to Pro Gold. Up on the outside is Flying Jostan. 2.5 to Bletchier, followed by Compare the Silks to Resh on the inside. Tribart well back, so too Stewart's Hope on the show rose. About 3 away last. Around the turn by the 550. Zavaris on the outside draws up within a neck of the leader. Rain Magic, 2.5 away, third Princess Alego. A length and a half to Sovereign Ties under the whip, followed by Flying Jostan. On straightening up at the 350. Zavaris on the outside now called upon. Draws up on the outside to tackle Rain Magic. Well back is the rest, so too Compare the Silks, followed by Bletchier and Tribart. Stewart's Hope towards the 250. Rain Magic skipped away now, over 2.5 in front. Princess Alego into second placing, runs on fairly well, followed by the favoured one, Zavaris, but Rain Magic over the final stages is clear, and Rain Magic is too good. Rain Magic wins by 2. Princess Alego second, 3 away third, Zavaris every chance. Bletchier, an eye-catching run, making round fourth. Just in behind them came Stewart's Hope on the inside, followed on the outside by Flying Jostan, then Pro Gold. A gap in the field of Sovereign Ties, followed by Compare the Silks, then Tribart, and well back to Resh, which has run second last and last in and tailed off the show rose.
The track has improved since then, now rated as dead. Our Spanish Eyes comes up, completes the line, and they're all set to go. Ready to break. Off they go at the 1400, and a line won the jump over Austria, who boots up on the inside. Shiosaki goes with it early, so a line easing back into third placing. They're followed by Noirseer up fourth on the outside from Westminster Place, Our Spanish Eyes. And Betty Chateau settled last on the rail. They're heading to the 1,000 metres now. Austria on the inside and Shiosaki pulling against Dale Short on the outside second. A length and a half in front of a line. Noirseer ahead away fourth, the outside one, Our Spanish Eyes. One Betty Chateau, and on the outside of it there is Westminster Place last of all when they head to the railway side. At the 800 metres, Shiosaki got ahead in front of Austria with the rail. A length and a half a line and Noirseer the outside, 1.5 Our Spanish Eyes. Then Westminster Place and Betty Chateau last of the 7 heading to the 600 metres. And the toppy took a clear advantage here. Shiosaki a length in front. Moving up second now, Noirseer 3 deep around a line, and on the rails is Austria, 1.5 then to Our Spanish Eyes, followed by Westminster Place and about 3 to 4 lengths last of all as they came to the turn, Betty Chateau. Shiosaki led coming around the home turn, straightens up about a length in front of a line, and Noirseer the outside, Austria behind the leader. Shiosaki in the straight down to the 250, rolls off the fence. A run if good enough for the inside horse, but Noirseer is finishing fairly well. It's Shiosaki in front of Noirseer the outside and Austria. Shiosaki still in front. Noirseer is coming home a shade the better now. Noirseer getting to Shiosaki, takes the lead, and Noirseer wins at a half length. Shiosaki, length and a quarter, Austria third, and then came a line. Back behind them was Our Spanish Eyes in company with Betty Chateau, and Westminster Place dropped out to finish last. Easing favourite number 6, Noirseer, but it's scored on the line, drawing clear from Shiosaki. And this 4-year-old mare, trained by Mark Houlihan, has now won 3 of her 4 starts and was second in the other. Number 6, Noirseer first, number 1, Shiosaki second, and 5, Austria in third place. 6, 1 and 5 are number.
Second Alcohol Go Easy handicapped her off. And Sinclair Laird jumped just fairly. Royal Vandal came out awkwardly and seemed to get a bit of a squeeze shortly after, was pushed back to last, and Rapali won the jump from Vareco, Oxford Maid. Coming after those then is Razorback, nicely on the pace from Dispatch, followed then by Danapak in the all-white. Jackpot John is deep and pushing through between horses now. Royal Vandal, in fact, it's got a run up on the inside, Handsign behind it. Sunny Star back there with Sinclair Laird, and last of all the Kennan Kid about to come down the hill to the 600 metre mark, and Vareco takes this leader on Rapali. They've shifted right out very deep now. Royal Vandal still taking that inside run, has gone through to join them. Razorback is there, and Dispatch got a dream run between them when Rapali wanted to go wide. In the running, Royal Vandal takes the shortcut. It's one of the leaders with Dispatch, and now Razorback towards the centre. It's now getting out deep, and Razorback went to the front with Dispatch. Royal Vandal, Rapali, Danapak working hard, and Sunny Star's made ground, but it's Razorback travelling nicely with 100 to go. Here comes the danger, Sunny Star, then Dispatch. It's Razorback the leader. better. Sunny Star is coming after it, but Razorback's finding enough. Razorback's getting tired. Will it limp home? It has. It's got there a long neck on Sunny Star. Jackpot John late for third from Dispatch. Further back behind those then came Hand Signed, then Dana Pack and Oxford Maid. Rapali followed further back in the field behind those by Vareco. Then came Royal Vandal with the Kent and Kid and Sinclair Loud in the group together at the tail.
Racing. And Most Secret immediately dropped out to last, and the early leader Saratoga Express. Vigil going to head it off, however. Team Player third. Bagpipes right up there fourth. A length and a half then to Dance Beat, followed on the inside, making ground Lady of Snows, and length then to Captain Dash. Ridden from behind today from Most Secret, Baycan Empire, and 2 lengths to Clear Memory. 600 to go. And Vigil 3 deep, joined in the middle by Bagpipes. Lady of Snows making a line of 3 on the rails. Then Dance Beat, followed by Captain Dash. On the fence, Most Secret from Team Player Saratoga Express getting back. Clear Memory second last, and Baycan Empire's last as they straighten up and on top of the rise. Rod Quinn sitting quietly on Bagpipes. Now he goes for it. Bagpipes put the nose in front of Lady of Snows, but the moment he did, he spat the bit out, and on the outside, Captain Dash and Dance Beat race away. Captain Dash ahead in front of Dance Beat, fighting back solidly. Captain Dash a half head in front, but Dance Beat's going to outplug him, and Dance Beat on the inside came again to beat Captain Dash. Third home was Baycan Empire from last, followed in on the rails by Lady of Snows, then Bagpipes, followed then on the outside by Most Secret, Vigil and Team Player Saratoga Express and Clear Memory, the last group. Number one's fought back to win. Dance Beat.
Priest not that far away, and Field Legend now making ground the inside the 1,000 as they settle down. Spotfire out wide is just shading Field Legend back to the inside, and travelling up on the outside now, splitting the pair third is Magic Design. Then Proud Colour, followed by Celestial Dancer on the outside of Priest. A break of almost 2 lengths to Doc Lotto. Well back on the inside, Breaking Waves, and Koi Cowgirl had dropped out the last. At the 650, Spotfire, the outsider, neck in front of Field Legend. The pair almost 3 in front of Proud Colour. A length fourth on the fence is Priest, followed by Celestial Dancer. Magic Design not travelling well, passed in turn by Koi Cowgirl. Doc Lotto well back, third last around the turn and 4 lengths away, Breaking Waves. At the 350, Field Legend a half in front of Spotfire. The pair still about 3 in front of Priest, followed by Proud Colour pulling towards the centre. Then Koi Cowgirl, followed by Doc Lotto towards the 220. Field Legend now raced a length and a half in front. Spotfire's under plenty of pressure. Doc Lotto gets out under the whip, but Field Legend well clear at the 120 metre mark. He's over 4 in front. He's got them covered. Koi Cowgirl making ground down the outside, but Field Legend bolts in. Field Legend wins by 4.5. Koi Cowgirl has gone up and run second. A length and a quarter third, Priest.
Megastar with the inside. They're all locked away. Ready for the second. 1,700 the journey here at Caulfield. Off and racing, Good Dispatch 2. Megastar and Dunwinnie began quickly with Risky. Viennetta jumped okay, easing back to fourth. Space Region going up outside it, and Baby Boomer. As they settle down, now passing the 1,400 metres, and Risky just in front, led by about a length to Space Region. Baby Boomer on the outside, trapped a little wide and is working up to sit outside the leader. Risky a half, Baby Boomer a length and a half to Space Regent. One away in the field, then Lady Batono's improving to fourth, and then Viennetta and Megastar, and 2 lengths to Dunwinnie and Diamber outside it. Risky the leader, not going quickly now, heading out to the 1,000 metre mark, a length in front. Running second, Baby Boomer, a length and a quarter away, then Lady Baton working up outside Space Regent. Viennetta is between them, 1.5 to Megastar. Diamber and Dunwinnie is last of all, as they went to the railway side now with about 900 to go. And the leader is Risky, 3/4 Baby Boomer, a length Lady Baton. Space Regent having a cushy run fourth on the inside. A neck Diamber, 2 to Megastar, and then came further back in the field Diamber on the outside, and Dunwinnie is last of all. Heading to the 600 metres, Baby Boomer nearly level with Risky. Lady Baton a length away third. Space Regent fourth on the inside, and then Viennetta. 1.5 behind it, then Megastar ridden along from Diamber and Dunwinnie. Now they're quickening the tempo, coming to the turn. Baby Boomer had got a neck in front of Risky the rail. Lady Baton is coming at Baby Boomer, and Space Regent just behind them, followed by Viennetta. Round the turn now, Baby Boomer the leader. Lady Baton on the outside, starting to come after it now. Space Regent can get a run on the inside, and then Viennetta. They're at the 200 metres. metres, and Baby Boomer the leader. On the outside, Lady Baton coming at it with Vianetta. It's now Lady Baton taking the lead, 100 to go. Vianetta trying to chase it down. Lady Baton about a neck in front. Vianetta's lunging at it hard on the line. I think Lady Baton on the inside just beat Vianetta. A length and a half to Baby Boomer third. Closely followed by Diamba, who made some ground, and then came Risky. Space Regent couldn't go on with the job. She's beaten only 2 to the line. Back towards the end here, Dunwinnie and Megastar dropped out to last. I think Lady Baton has just held Vianetta in the run to the post. The judge has called for a photo.
Here it's King Carrot on the inside, joined on the outside by Hut Ruby, Percuzzi right behind those third, then Key Force on its inside, out a little bit deep to Zua, 2 further back to Bold Spirit, then Nonaratanta, Doff the Hat next on the inside from Centani, then Majestic Lake out a bit deep, further back then to Udlow Mill, then back on the inside to Rasher, Zophanovia was next, Loverful Lady it's inside from Spirit Level, and 2 away last of all was Voodoo Sunset as they run inside the 1100 metre mark.
And there's still a great battle up front where Huts Ruby is the narrow leader by about a half, 3/4. King Carrot second. De Jure is there with Bacuzzi and Key Force all in a group. Nearly a line of 4 or 5. Then 2 lengths away to Bold Spirit, and Nonoratan has been given a nice ride. Further back Majestic Lake, and then Udlow Mill the setter. Doff the Hat's not travelling at the moment. Spirit Level around it. Back on the inside, Rasher as Doff the Hat now gets off the rail. Rasher takes its former rail's position. They were followed by Centani. Further back Zophanovia, Lobathor Lady and Voodoo Sunset. In a charge to come downhill at the 600. King Carrot got right up along the inside and went to the front now, but Bacuzzi, De Jure and Key Force make a line of 4. Udlow Miller's going to come around them 5 wide, and further back then Huts Ruby. Then came Nonaratanta, Bold Spirit, Doff the Hat struggling with Rasher likewise. Homeward Bound and De Jure slipped to the lead. King Carrot stayed right up against the inside. There hasn't been a horse there all carnival, but it's De Jure down the centre, the leader. Udlow Miller's putting in a claim now with Bacuzzi. De Jure's 2.5 in front. Udlow Miller's the only danger for mine. De Jure is drifting back into the heavier ground on the inside, and Udlow Miller's got it. Udlow Mill races up on the outside, and Udlow Mill takes a half advantage. Here's Zophanovia switching through on the inside. Udlow Mill is walking De Jure and Udlow Mill, and now Zophanovia. Oh, Zophanovia and nose to De Jure. Udlow Mill just walked the last 50. What an interesting race. Then came Voodoo Sunset, followed further back behind them by King Carrot. They were followed then by Rasher, Nonaratana, Majestic Lake, Spirit Level, Centani. Bacuzzi didn't go on, neither did Lobathor Lady. Further back Huts Ruby, and amongst the last in Doff the Hat, and the last in Key Force, bar one just walking past the post, and that was Bold Spirit. He's right down to a stroll. Well, the pattern of racing there, most...
And Love to Honour. A rising has the inside gate. Off and running, Motives jumped only fairly. Kerry Shaw's a shade tardy. Hilarity and Wider out on the track. A Motive going through quickly now to join that leader. Tsar Royale began well, and getting through into a good spot is Love to Honour. A Rising is pushing up on the fence into the box seat. Kerry Shaw's improving, followed by La Guichet. And then Life's a Rainbow. Pillage getting back a bit. Steel Springs is trapped out very wide, followed by Haywire. Nothing Flat, and last is Aurillac. 700 metres out, Hilarity on the outside is just shading a Rising. A length away, a Motive. Tsar Royale is travelling 3 deep, followed by Love to Honour, and then Dancing Colour between horses. On the fence, Life's a Rainbow. In that bunch is La Guichet, and out very wide, Pillage and Steel Springs, followed by Kerry Shaw. Then Nothing Flat, Aurillac and Haywire last, and hard ridden as they turn into the straight now. They're all over the track, and here's Tsar Royale on the outside, racing up to them very quickly, and Tsar Royale shot to the lead from a Motive as they get to the top of the rise. In third place, Hilarity starting to struggle, followed by Life's a Rainbow and Love to Honour. Tsar Royale and a Motive have come away, and they're fighting it out tooth and nail. A Motive running about. She's green. She's a half in front of Tsar Royale, who's having another shot at her, but a Motive hands and heels too good and beats Tsar Royale. Love to Honour will get third in front of Life's a Rainbow, followed by Hilarity. Haywire a good run. Then Nothing Flat, Aurillac and La Guichet from Pillage, Dancing Colour, Steel Springs, Kerry Shaw, and a Rising weakened out of it to finish at the tail of the field. A Motive
The lead from in second placing, I'll be judged on the outside of Our Steel Prince. 3 away, second last on the inside is Gold Polaris, and last on the outside is Giacoso. The mare Amy's Blushing, the favoured one, turns out of the straight in front at the 1850, almost a length and a half to Our Steel Prince. I'll be judged third. 2 lengths away on the fence is Gold Polaris, and last on the outside is Giacoso at the 1800 metres, turning out of the straight. Amy's Blushing is the leader. Brian Park sends the odds-on favourite to the front by 2 to Our Steel Prince into second placing. Inclined to Paul. It's had pretty good backing too. 3 lengths away third is I'll Be Judged. A length and 3/4 to Gold Polaris. And last on the outside is Giacoso. Field of 5. Head down the side towards the 1500. No more than 6 lengths would cover them. And Amy's Blushing bowling along by a length and 3/4 to Our Steel Prince. 2 lengths away third is I'll Be Judged. A break of almost 3 to Giacoso. Now second last sitting up on the outside of Gold Polaris. Driving into the bottom turn towards the 1200 metres. And Amy's Blushing from the outset has been the leader. Our Steel Prince away from the fence now, raced up into second placing within a length and 3/4 on the outside. I'll Be Judged is now third, a length and a half to Gold Polaris, and last on the outside is Giacoso. Now only 4 lengths would cover the field towards 1,000 metres in driving rain. Amy's Blushing still the leader by a length and a quarter to Steel Prince, keeping close contact. A half away back to the inside is I'll Be Judged, followed by Giacoso, and a length away last the grey is Gold Polaris. At the 700 down the side, Amy's Blushing from the outset has been in front. Our Steel Prince on the outside, putting pressure on her now, draws up within a neck. 2 lengths away to third placing Giacoso, ridden along. I'll Be Judged on the rail, and 2 lengths away Gold Polaris around the turn at the 450. Our Steel Prince on the outside is now shading Amy's Blushing by 2 to I'll Be Judged on the fence, followed by Giacoso, and Gold Polaris last of the 5 and pulls to the extreme outside. In the straight by the 300 metres, Our Steel Prince on the outside drew a half in front of Amy's Blushing. They're a length in front of Giacoso. Gold Polaris from last the grey now starts to run on. I'll Be Judged not travelling well. Inside the 200, Amy's Blushing again found the lead. On the outside, Gold Polaris trying to pick up Amy's Blushing. Amy's Blushing just in front. Is this her first win? Yes. Brian Park getting plenty out of Amy's Blushing, and Amy's Blushing wins by 3/4 to Gold Polaris. A length away third, Gold Polaris into third placing Giacoso. Well back was I'll Be Judged, and last in Our Steel Prince.
You've got a feel for those jockeys. How would you like to be adding that?
Racing at the 1400 and a good start. Bolshevik one of the first to break the line. Wajib Star out fast and Tough Sword began quickly. Clay Fighter not far off the pace. Mandela's going forward with Randy's Rancher. A line of about 4 settling down, and Bolshevik holds them out on the inside. Moving up fast, Reneg on the outside to run to the lead now. Wajib Star is up there as well from Mandela, Randy's Rancher. 1 to Tough Sword, 1 New Matilla, and then Timber. They're followed by Young Tory trapped out wide, and then Clay Fighter. 2 lengths further back is Ponching, followed by Trillion Star and Conrad, and last of all at the 800 metres. And Reneg had crossed the field and led 3/4 to Wajib Star. Bolshevik third on the inside, a half to Mandela. A length and a half to Randy's Rancher, travelling fifth on the inside of Tough Sword, and then Timber. Young Tory the outside, and Umawalla pushing up on the fence. A length and a half further back is Clay Fighter. Then Ponching over on the inside on the all-white, followed by Conrad and Trillion Star when they neared the turn. And Reneg's going to swing to the bend, 3/4 in front of Wajib Star and Mandela, both under pressure. On the outside, Tough Sword and Bolshevik back on the rails, and then Randy's Rancher and Timber when they corner, and the rest are headed by Young Tory into the straight. Reneg, despite working it, kicked 2 or 3 lengths in front of Bolshevik. Randy's Rancher getting through along the inside, challenging. Tough Sword coming down the outside, and Ponching next, but ran into a pocket, then Timber, and coming home well, Clay Fighter, but Reneg is still in front. Reneg a length and a half to running second, Randy's Rancher, but Reneg is going to win it all the way. Reneg by 2 lengths to Randy's Rancher. Clay Fighter got up and got third on the outside from Tough Sword, Bolshevik, and then Ponching, who had no luck in the straight, from Timber, Wajib Star. Then
Racing this time, Red Ferno leapt in the air when the stalls opened and missed it a couple of lengths. Sir Twickenham out well, and so too was another grey Expert. An Expert keen to run will lead a length and a half, Sir Twickenham and Like a Fair, followed by rather wide out Lady Lucky, and so too Space Prince, and then Fraud a length to shifting. 1.5 to Quo Vadis on the inside of Moretti. 2.5 to 3 lengths Supreme Butterfly, and a similar margin to Red Ferno. Onto the course proper, 9.50 to go, and Expert leads about a length or so on Sir Twickenham. Third is Lady Lucky. Space Prince wide out, Like a Fair holding the rails. A length to Fraud. 3/4 further off and wider out is shifting, followed by Moretti, 1 off the rails. Quo Vadis it's inside. Supreme Butterfly second last, and Red Ferno at the rear. 650 to go. There's no change in the order, and Expert making play about a length and a half. Sir Twickenham, third Posse Like Affair from Lady Lucky. Space Prince has been very wide from that alley from the word go. Then Shifting and Fraud, Quo Vadis, Moretti, and a couple Supreme Butterfly and Red Furno as they turn into the straight at the 400. Expert from Sir Twickenham, Space Prince, Lady Lucky, Quo Vadis getting a dream run through on the inside, and Shifting way out in the centre is putting in its claim now. Quo Vadis hits the front. Shifting is out after it. Quo Vadis Shifting. Fraud on the inside making ground, and then Moretti. Fraud right up on the inside grabs Quo Vadis. Shifting won't go on, and then Moretti, but Fraud is streaking away. Oh, loves rain affected turf, and Fraud by 2. Quo Vadis Shifting third, Moretti fourth, and then Red Furno from last. A break Space Prince, Lady Lucky, Sir Twickenham, Supreme Butterfly, Like Affair, and the early leader absolutely walked home last. Experts.
So too, Cut the Race is going forward now in search of the lead, and so too the Great Market Walk may head them all off in just a stride. Up on the outside, Lady L'Oreal, second last in Spirit, and Sammy had dropped out to the tail at the 1100 metres. Market Walk on the inside of Cut for Races, cutting at one another. They must be 5 in front of Stradivarius, 2.5 to Jet Lag, fourth on the inside, followed by Lady L'Oreal. 4 lengths to Sammy, and 2.5 away in Spirit back of the tail. At the 850, still Cut for Races on the outside, a neck in front of Market Walk. They've had a great duel from the outset. There's still about 5 in front of on the outside now. Jet Lag away from the fence, travelling up to be third. Lady L'Oreal 3 wide fourth, followed by Stradivarius ridden along. 4 lengths to Sammy, and In Spirit is last. Around the turn at the 550, Cut for Races, a neck in front of Market Walk. 4 lengths away, Jet Lag steadily making ground, followed by Lady L'Oreal. Sammy pulls out, followed by In Spirit, and Stradivarius not travelling well, dropped out to the tail. Market Walk, Cut for Races going up and down in the one spot around the turn. At the 300 metres, Jet Lag in the centre now, ranged up and hit the lead. Out deep on the track, In Spirit heading out towards the outside, making ground. Then Lady L'Oreal, followed by Sammy, down by the sort of though, Jet Lag in front. Out deep on the track, In Spirit continues to make ground, followed by Lady L'Oreal. It's out wide, In Spirit grabbing Jet Lag over the final stages. Jet Lag on the inside, In Spirit the outside, Jet Lag comes again, wins by a half to In Spirit. 3 away third, Lady L'Oreal. Market Walk knocked up, followed by Sammy. Well back was Cut for Races, who has run back of the tail, and so too.
In Melbourne, about to break. 1400 metres. Sun shining. Cool conditions, track dead. Racing in the fourth, and another Neptune a little slow, and Bradman got back there as well. Gold Boom settling third or fourth last. It's a Dane and Deceive the first out ahead of Kroner's Deal. Ocean Ranch up wide fourth. Couple of lengths My Serenic, and then Mighty Impulse, a length and a half. Gold Boom outside Bradman, Exponential second last, and another Neptune whipped them in there, scorching along through the first 400, and Kroner's Deal worked to the lead, a length and a half now on Deceive outside It's a Dane, and they're about 5 in front of Ocean Ranch. 1 My Serenic. Over on the inside then Mighty Impulse, 3/4 to Gold Boom, 2 Exponential outside Bradman, and another Neptune a length and a half away with 700 to go, and Kroner's Deal by more than 2 lengths. It's a Dane inside Deceive, about 4 lengths away to Ocean Ranch. Mighty Impulse ahead away the inside, then My Serenic. Gold Boom 3/4 back inside it. On the outside Exponential, Bradman going forward on the rail, and another Neptune. Kroner's Deal left the fence. It's a Dane can get through on the inside, coming around the home turn. Deceive is third. Ocean Ranch is closing fourth. Gold Boom around it. Then Mighty Impulse and Bradman when they corner. It's a Dane hugs the rails and takes the lead into the straight from Kroner's Deal and Deceive. Wider out Ocean Ranch and Gold Boom pop the question down to the 200 metres, and It's a Dane had burst 2 lengths now to Deceive, and then came on the outside Gold Boom finishing fairly well. It's a Dane folding a bit. Gold Boom's got it. Gold Boom hit the front now with about 100 metres to go, starts to draw clear, and Gold Boom wins it by 2 lengths. Photo the Miners. Either another Neptune or Deceive, not much in it. Then It's a Dane.
Rose and way well Bullwinkle as they charge to the first flight now at the 1700, and here they go, and going to the front Kazure from Bullwinkle, followed by I'm Looking Good down to 0. Cosrose back behind them from Fiddler's Green. Thames is back there with Lincoln Derry, and also Maybe Rough, and back there too towards the tail Tennessee Oak as they go towards the 1400.
And there's a jump in front of them which comes up at about the 3,000 metre mark on the first round, and Maybe Rough's the leader here, leads by a length to I'm Looking Good second. Bullwinkle has settled into a nice spot third. Then Cosrose on the inside of Down to Zero as they go to this jump at the 3,000. Behind Cosrose then we've got Thames, which made a mess of that jump. Normanby Road ran past it now with Fiddler's Green. Tennessee Oak settled a long way back. Back there with it Lincoln Derry. And Koshaw was last of all. Its stablemate is the front runner, and that is Maybe Rough.
And Maybe Rough shows the way by about 2.5 and steadies now. I'm Looking Good as camped nicely second, Bullwinkle third as they work towards the first hurdle in the fast straight in the first circuit. Maybe Rough jumped it well. Back fourth Down to Zero, followed by Cosrose, and then over on the outside Normanby Road from Thames and Deep. Tennessee Oak asked to improve as they clear another hurdle. Then further back Fiddler's Green, Lincoln Derry, and last of all is Koshaw. Racing along the far side of the course, coming to the last one in the first circle along the back of the course, and the leader was Maybe Rough. He treated that beautifully. Skipped over it two in front of I'm Looking Good, and they've settled nicely now. All riders have them gathered up underneath them. Bullwinkle are half away third the inside from Down to Zero. They were followed two away then by Cosrose, travelling probably as well as anything. Further back to Normanby Road, Fiddler's Green and Thames. Back up wide was Tennessee Oak, Lincoln Derry the setter, and Cover on the inside was Koshaw. Its stablemate Maybe Rough leads them to the first of the flights down the straight. Maybe Rough comes to it now, about 2.5 out wide on the track. I'm Looking Good goes after it. Ooh, risking it. Down to Zero nearly sat down on his La Derriere. Fourth the inside Bullwinkle, followed by Cosrose, then Normanby Road as they take the next one. Down to Zero jumped that much better. Further back Normanby Road, as I say, followed by Fiddler's Green and Thames, and they were followed back behind them by Tennessee Oak being niggled at, and then Lincoln Derry, and last of all is Koshaw. Here's this hurdle which was the first in the race, and Maybe Rough giving a bold display. Four in front of I'm Looking Good. Bullwinkle next, followed further back in the field by Down to Zero, and then Cosrose followed further back then by Normanby Road, and further back then came Fiddler's Green.
And it's Maybe Rough, the leader, as they come behind the hill once again. He's giving a great display out in front, leads by 3 lengths to Bullwinkle, getting closer now. On his outside was I'm Looking Good. Next was Cosrose on the inside of Down to Zero. Then Fiddler's Green, Normanby Road. Tennessee Oak being asked to go forward now by Patton. He's about a dozen lengths off the leader, though, as they go over that jump at the 1,300. Lincoln Derry was third last, then Thames, and Koshaw last of all. Maybe Rough, the leader, but getting right up along the inside now was Cosrose. And Cosrose has got up on the inside of Maybe Rough as they go inside the 1,100 metre mark.
And Maybe Rough shifting away towards the centre, leads a half to Cosrose, which was travelling well in the first circuit. 2.5 Down to Zero, who nearly sat down earlier on, but he's sticking on. Gamed into third as they go to the first along the far side. Further back behind those then came Bullwinkle. They've got away now. Bullwinkle's about 5 off this leading division, where Down to Zero's burst through the pack to take up the running over the next jump. And he got over it by about 1.5 to 2. Second Cosrose. Maybe Rough's being pulled up out of the race. I think he's dropped right back through the field. No, he might just keep going, but he's giving ground very rapidly. Bullwinkle so too. Further back Tennessee Oak not travelling well, neither's Fiddler's Green. In fact, these are all travelling very ordinarily, and Down to Zero has dashed away with a huge break around the turn. Down to Zero comes down the hill like a rocket. He's out about 8 in front of Cosrose. 15 away third was Maybe Rough, who I think is going to ease to the centre. Further back the Fiddler's Green, followed by Tennessee Oak, but here they come to the second last, and Down to Zero comes to it, had a good look at it and skimmed through it. 8 in front of Cosrose. Maybe Rough continues on, but it's Down to Zero coming to the last. Let's see what he does here. Here's Victory coming up. If he stands up, he gave it a hefty whack in front, but he got away with it, Down to Zero, and he's home by a mile in front of Cosrose. And it's that man Eric Musgrove again. Down to Zero wins it very easily. Second placing Cosrose. I reckon he's won by about 25 lengths. About 15 away third, Lincoln Derry. A very tight Fiddler's Green. Maybe Rough did it on his heart. Further back to Tennessee Oak and Bullwinkle. Well, we know for sure they cannot handle heavy ground. Then back behind those Normanby Road and Thames was last, and two that were eased down the straight out of the last couple of hurdles, I think, are I'm Looking Good and also Koshaw.